Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. I hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1125. And as you can see, I have a guest with me tonight, and I am super, super excited because Terza is an incredible human being, and I am so happy that you guys get to hear from her this evening. So, welcome, Terza. How are you?
Oh, thank you, Helen, and thank you for having me on this amazing podcast.
Well,
I
my
am
pleasure.
doing fabulous.
Woohoo! Okay, so let's give you a little quick background on Terza. She never intended to become an artist. She did not take a single art class in school and even disliked her home economics class. I loved home economics. Instead, she embraced her love for science and mathematics and became one of the early computer engineers. For the last 10 years, however, she has embraced her creative side, exploring textile art, including sculpture. She has recently combined her computer skills with art to embrace digital art, blockchain technology, and other entrepreneurial and investment innovations. Whew, that was a lot of big words in there. But I have to tell you, Tirza engineering mind, she would be, if Brad was still alive, she would be able to talk with him and they'd be able to have great conversations going backwards and forwards. And I wouldn't understand a word of it. But on the other side, her and I can have very creative conversations, and Brad wouldn't have understood a word of it. And that's what makes Tirza such a special person and such a dear friend, is she's able to explain to me about NFTs in a creative way that I understand, and not in an engineering way that engineers would understand. So that's what I appreciate. That's what I appreciate. But it's really cool. I am learning so much about it. But I'm gonna start this off. What caused you to leap from engineering to art?
That's a great question. I never believed I would never have thought I would be an artist. That just wasn't. It just wasn't any. It just didn't exist. I admired it for sure, for sure, but I never thought I would be making it. So, really, a friend of mine invited me to see what she was doing with textile art, and when she said textile art, I thought quilts. Well, my mom makes gorgeous quilts, but Helen, they're beautiful and they're meticulously cut and stitched and planned.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how I think. So
This engineering mind.
no, but the cool thing about engineering is you can do it, on a computer. You can be as detailed as you want, but I'm not the one actually making the little bits. So
True.
so when she showed me what she was doing, I went, okay, I want to do stuff like that. And what was cool is when she invited me into her circle of friends, they all thought it was pretty fun that I was an engineer, and so they would just sort of throw these things at me, and they'd say, "Well, what would you would do with this?" And I would go, "I don't know," and I'd go make something, and it was fun. So I love the fact that it was my first introduction to there are no rules.
Love that.
So
I love that there's in art there is no rules. Um, some people will try to tell you that there are, but you and I both know there's not.
no, so it's really super interesting. I mean, there are artists who I remember seeing them in museums where they'd be there with their sketch pads or their easels, and they would make these gorgeous, faithful reproductions of the old masters, and I'd look at them and go, "Wow, I could never do that." But that doesn't mean that they were great artists. Now, hopefully, they expanded, of course, and went on to be good artists, but they were not necessarily if they weren't feeling it in their hearts. If that makes
True.
sense. Yeah.
Art has to come from the heart.
Yes.
It has to come from the heart. And so, how did you go from doing the textile art to doing the digital art that you now do? And we've got to talk about your Coffee Cat series.
So, well, when I first started with digital art, I wasn't sure. I downloaded an app to my iPad. I charged up my Apple Pencil. In fact, I had to go get a new Apple Pencil because the one I had gotten with it originally, I never used. And if you don't use it, the battery dies
Ooh.
eventually. So we had to
And
go
you
buy a
can't
new
replace
one.
the battery on those things.
Yeah. So no, not on the iPad itself, just the
The
pencil.
pencil, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I played with that, and that was fun. That was kind of cool. but it wasn't yet making me feel excited. Eventually, though, I got into cryptocurrency, which has nothing to do with art, but that led me to NFTs, and NFTs led me to artificial intelligence applications, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, how fun! Look what I can do.
So now you're combining that engineering mind that you had with the creative art side and coming up with this beautiful artwork, including now you got to tell us about the Coffee Cat series and how that got started because the Coffee Cat, you guys have got to go check out her Coffee Cats because they are awesome.
I've got a couple here. I actually had some printed up.
How cool is that?
They're just fun. All right, so what happened was one of the things you can do with this artificial intelligence thing that I teach in my class is you throw random words together sometimes and see what shows up. So I one night, I don't know why I went cat drinking coffee. Well, my early results were kind of well weird, shall we say? But I love colors. Can you tell I love colors? I mean, I love
Can't tell it all.
colors.
Not at all.
I I found ways to so the right words, the set of words to create the kinds of things that I thought would be fun, and so I started producing those. And then it just dawned on me that these guys had little stories to tell, so I would add those little story bits um, in there. And sometimes I have a coffee cat just kind of lay around in my computer, but lay around for a while not saying anything, and then I wake up sometimes in the middle of the night and go, "Oh." That's why sometimes you'll see me posting in the middle of the night because apparently I get some my inspirations there, I don't know.
Well, that's okay. You're allowed to get inspiration in the middle of the night. Inspiration comes when it comes. It
That's
hits
right.
when it hits. It could be you're sitting there reading a book and all of a sudden the inspiration hits. And, other times you're asleep and suddenly wake up and go, that's what I got to do. I've,
Exactly.
this is why there are bags under my eyes.
Yes. Yes. Ah,
Simply because I come up with those middle of the night inspirations or ideas as well
mhm.
and got to write them down. So I keep pen and paper by the bed. So I
Oh,
sit
smart.
up, turn the light on, which annoys the dog. I have to say, poor Zeffie. I don't know what she thinks half the time when I turn it in the middle of the night. I just suddenly sit up, turn the light on, write down what I need to write, put it aside, turn the light off, and go back to sleep.
Alrighty, coming back to sleep already.
Well, she's sort of like, okay, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Oh gosh.
So, what are NFTs? People are probably going, what the heck is an NFT?
Ah. All right, so this is the cool part where the engineering comes into play. So NFT stands for non-fungible token. Well, what does that mean anyway? Well, if you think about cryptocurrencies, those are fungible tokens. But the easy way to think about it is here, I'll just use this as an example. This could be considered a fungible token. Why? Because this pack of gum is the same as any other package of gum that's Trident and Spearmint, right? So if you ask me for a piece of gum and I give you one of these, you'll be fine with it, even if it's if because it's a Trident Spearmint gum is always the same. So it's fungible actually, even though each piece is different. If this was a piece of art, that would be different. Hopefully, your art is not the same as everything else. The point being, though, besides art being unique, is that this whole thing, the real story behind all of this is the blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is what made Bitcoin possible, and then all these other things that came from it, including NFTs. All it is, it's a digital ledger. You know how in accounting, all the transactions are recorded on the ledger, whether we write them in pencil on pieces of paper or we put them in spreadsheets. Well, now we're doing it in a worldwide internet way. So
Oh,
when I make a piece of art and mint it as an NFT, non fungible token, it's an entry in the ledger, and it shows that I, Terza Ekholm, made this piece of art or minted this piece of art at this time. So it's already authentic. If somebody were to take a screenshot of that and try to sell that without the NFT, it would be inauthentic.
They wouldn't be able to do it.
Nope.
Yeah, I love that. And I've got one of my favorite authors that I follow, and you helped me purchase this NFT because I had no clue what I was doing. When it comes to cryptocurrency and NFTs, I have no clue. But I am learning because Terza is
You
teaching.
are. Oh.
And so one of my favorite authors has actually minted his first book that he wrote, or the first book in the series, and he's allowing X number of copies at different levels to be purchased, and there's different things, and you get some of the royalties based on which level you purchase as to how much in the royalties you get. And then a certain percentage of the royalties also go to the charity that all of those who own the NFTs get to pick. And I remember you helping me do that because I couldn't for the life of me figure out what I was doing. But I do own a book that my favorite author wrote, and he launched it as an NFT. And so that, I think that was my first NFT. Yeah, that was my first NFT. And I've also
Yes.
purchased a couple of Terza's artwork as well. So I got her
Okay.
Yes, and her Yes Coffee Cat is very unique because it started off at $1.99 for the first person. I was the second person to purchase it, and it was $2.99. The next person it's going to be $3.99, and it's going to go up $1 every time somebody purchases it. Which I thought, oh, that is brilliant, and it's called the Yes Cat. It's the Yes Coffee Cat, isn't it? Yes.
It's the yes cat. That's right.
Yes, Cat. So it's sort of like take action now, and that's what we talk about in business so much is say yes, then figure it out.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
and that's what this coffee cat is. Jump in now, or if you come back later and go, oh, I want to get that cat, it could be $100.99
Mm-hmm. That's
because
right.
other people were quicker than you. Then I got another one of your cats too, and I can't remember which one I got. There was another one that I
You
liked.
bought a Zeffy
Oh,
too.
that's
You
right.
bought
I bought the genealogy detective dog. How could I forget that one? That's right. That was the other one I purchased because she had made a digital art of Zeffy dressed up as a detective with his hat on and his coat, and it's really, really cute. If
Yeah.
I thought about it earlier, I would have got it set up so we could share the screen and see it. We should have done that earlier. Didn't think of that. We'll have to have you back again so we can.
All right, sounds good.
But it was really cool. I saw that there. I thought I'm just going to purchase that one. It's my Zeffy pup, but he's the genealogy dog. It was detective. It was really cool.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
with all of this, now you've got a class coming up tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes.
Yes, and if people look in the description below in the description of the video, there is a link because there is still space available on the class, and it's going to be awesome. So, what can people expect in this class?
All right, so I'm going to teach them how to use a special AI app for creating digital art. Now, what's cool about this is you don't have to be an artist to use and enjoy this app. You'll be able to use words to create your images. There's 30 different art styles to choose from. Um, and and you can also upload your own images to use as the foundation for creating art. And that's including the ones you've created before. So you can almost kind of layer this art and it can get really fun. It can also kind of get really wonky and weird, but you don't have to keep what you don't like, right? So, yeah, that part is going to be a blast. I'm going to share my techniques for how to do this. The thing that's interesting, Helen, is that artificial intelligence, there's lots of apps already starting to spring up all over the place. There are what I'm actually teaching is more than just this app. We're going to focus just on one app, but there's already more than 10, but I've already seen the top 10
Mm-hmm.
art apps using artificial intelligence. And
Wow,
so the things I'll be teaching, you'll be able to apply to those apps as well. So,
cool!
yeah.
I can't wait.
So what you come out with are pieces of art that hopefully you'll really enjoy. You can share them with your friends. You can send these.
NFT them,
You can mint them as
mint
NFTs.
them. That's what.
Mint them as NFTs. That's what the process is called. What's really and the other thing I was going to mention is the site that I use, Helen, makes it super easy to mint NFTs. So I'm not going to teach you how to do this whole step-by-step process for minting because you can do that, but that feels like engineering. Why make it hard?
Go here, figure it out.
Yeah. So, um,
But that's awesome though. And when you mentioned the Apple Pencil thing, you
mhm.
mentioned that, I was sort of like, I have my Apple Pencil, but my iPad doesn't arrive till sometime this week.
Oh, oh. Well,
Yeah,
there are some cool apps that you'll find really fun for that too.
yeah. I had to. I mean, I've been using Brad's iPad all this time, but it doesn't accept it. It's too old to accept the pencil.
Oh,
And
yes. Okay.
there's a couple of apps that I use that I am wanting to use, but I can't because it doesn't. You have to have the pencil to use it. So it's
Right.
just like, okay, I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and get the new thing because it's all part of, the before the dirt nap thing that these apps that I'm going to be using are part of. So it's sort of like, okay, we're going to make the investment. So sometime this week, they said between the 29th and the 5th.
Nice, nice,
And I'm
nice.
sort of like on the app every day. Is it shipped yet? Has it shipped yet? Even though they do message me when they ship the stuff because I've already got the keyboard and the pencil. It's just
Okay.
waiting for the iPad itself to turn up. So,
Ah, that is so
yeah.
cool. You're gonna love that.
So if anybody wants to register for Teresa's class, which is tomorrow, and it's at 2 p.m. Mountain Time.
Yes, 2 to 4 p.m. Mountain Time.
Yep.
And I am going to record the class. And Helen and I talked about this a few days ago, and she asked me if I was going to provide the recording. And I dithered and dillied and dallied. I couldn't figure out if I wanted to. And this morning I woke up and went, oh, I can make it an NFT.
I love that. I
So,
love it.
for the people who have signed up and paid for the class up until the moment the class starts, that will be included. If when I go to sell the recordings later, because people could just buy the recordings, it's actually going to be it'll cost more. So I'm rewarding those who signed up for the class and jumped right in.
So
Right?
there you go. You want to
Yeah,
you say yes, and we'll figure it out.
that's exactly right.
So if you go to the link that is in the description below, the digital art made fast, fun, and easy.com, you can register for Teresa's class tomorrow and be in on getting the recordings via NFT. Is that correct? Yeah, via
That's right.
NFT
Yep.
afterwards. So that's going to be awesome. So,
And you're in the class tomorrow. I'm excited to see you.
well, I do have to work on the help chat, so
Okay. Well, you'll get the recording.
but I'll get the recordings.
Yep.
That was why I was asking because I'm like, I really want to do your class, but it's on the same time that I'm on the help chat, and I'm sort of like, yeah, I can't do both.
Right.
So that's why I said, are we able to get the recordings?
What the other thing that does though is it frees me up. So I will offer this class again in a few weeks, but I don't have to stick to like Tuesdays at 2 in the afternoon. I can choose some other times, and it'll still be fine. Some people will be able to show up live, which is cool, and others will still want to get a recording.
That's awesome. And it's going to be on Zoom, correct? So they'll be able to share their screens and show their artwork.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
that'll
gonna
be
be
cool to see.
yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be, oh, I can't wait to see what comes out of this class.
I can't wait. People, I believe it will blow some people's minds when they start to put in these words and see what results they get.
Yeah. And I know that you have shown me the app that you're going to be using tomorrow.
Mhm. You've had a chance to
And
play with it.
I've had a chance to play with it. And I don't think I've told you this, I've even sold a couple of pieces. Not for
Wow.
NFTs, but somebody wanted to use my design for their cards.
Oh,
And
cool.
they paid me for it.
Yay! Well, the
So,
one you sent me, oh, I don't have it on hand, but the card you sent me, I went, I think I know where she got that artwork.
that was a lot of, but I have to say that app is super cool to use. It is so much fun. I've done this whole, yeah, I found this really cool picture that I started using as a foundation.
Mhm,
And I mean, even the original picture that I use as a foundation is a very, very cool picture. It's very
mhm.
sparkly.
Oh, cool. Oh, I love that.
So yes, I'll have to show you the foundation picture when we get a chance to do that, and show you some of the artwork that's come out of that.
Excellent. I'm looking
Because
forward to
there's
that.
certain things that I like to do in there, and so I've got these new pictures in there, and I've orientated it 4 different ways, so I can use it in different ways, and done the same word on the same style to see what comes up with each picture. So it's a very, so you guys tomorrow, if you are on her class. And even if you are seeing this at a later date,
Mhm.
still go to that website that's in the description below, because you'll be able to find out when the next class is coming up
Yes.
and get registered for the next class. Or there'll even be information on there about purchasing the recordings as an NFT.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
So that's going to be, it's going to, oh, I wish I didn't have to work tomorrow afternoon. Because I know how much fun you guys are going to have with this, just on the little bit that Tez has worked with me on this. And there's, oh, it's going to be so much fun. I really want to see what comes out of this.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for more coffee cats, because they are so cool.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh.
And the other thing that you can also do with the designs, because Terza has done this with some of her designs in the past, is you can actually make clothing with them.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because I have a pair of Doc Martens
Yes.
boots and a pair of, what are the other ones? Slip-on shoes that have got this beautiful artwork on it that Terza created.
That's right.
And a pair of leggings, and I think I have a scarf as well.
Oh my goodness. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Now, those
Yeah.
were my pre-digital art days.
They were your pre-digital art days. So I'm
Oh,
curious to see
well.
what you're going to do with the digital art on them now.
I have to start producing those as well. They're in the queue.
They're on the list.
That's right.
Well, Terza, thank you so much for your time this evening and being on the show with us. And please, if you want to find out more about NFTs and how to use artwork and the artificial intelligence that we're using and everything else, please go and enroll for Terza's class tomorrow, because it is going to be fabulous. And I will tell you right now, I have to put a timer on when I'm on there. Because I can just start, once I get that first word combination in there, I'm like working on those pieces, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, let's go try this one. Oh, I'm just gonna do this, and I'm gonna do 4 of these, and
One more
then
time, sure.
yeah, and then 12 times later.
Yep.
But it really is a really cool piece of technology with how that this is done, and some of the designs they come up with, I'm sort of like, yeah, it's not exactly what I was. Let's just generate that one again.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Terza, what's some word? Now you have a lot of phenomenal business advice. I'm going to put you on the spot here. What's some parting words of wisdom for our listeners?
Well, you know what? It's going to be have fun. Have fun. Really, if it doesn't matter what it is you're doing, right? As long as you're enjoying it. However, like anything else, we meet our challenges, we get frustrated, we get irritated, whatever it is, it's okay. Get up and go do something else, go for a walk. And if you can, find some way to laugh at it. Laugh at yourself. Make up the stupidest joke you can think of, just so you get laughing again. And then come back to the thing that you're working on. And you'll find that your mind is opened up again. And a solution that may have been there in front of you, you just couldn't see it because you were frustrated, will spring up and you'll go, oh, I know what to do next. So
that is awesome. I love that advice. So thank you for that. And to everybody else, thank you for tuning in and watching and learning a little bit about NFTs and digital art and lots of cool stuff. And the link for the class is in the description down below. So go click on that, get registered, so you can get an NFT copy of the recording if you're unable to make the class. And we will catch you guys back here tomorrow for tomorrow evening's podcast at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Until then, hei konara.